2025 Infiniti QX80 review. All the details will be in the entire video if you want to watch to the end, but right now I'll just give you the high points. Would I buy it? Yes. Cons, it's a big vehicle. Now it's a big vehicle that drives like something smaller. I'm going to get to that in a second. Fuel mileage. It's rated for 60 miles a gallon in the city, 19 miles a gallon on the highway. I've been averaging about 15 miles a gallon, so not the best gas mileage. Pros, this thing is a very large vehicle with a trailer towing capacity of 8,500 pounds. It seats 8, but it drives like something much smaller, so be careful. Lap of luxury, plenty of power. Everything in here is intuitive, the technology. So absolutely, if I was in the market for a vehicle like this, I would pick this thing up. Let's get into more details. Now let's go deeper into the details of this 2025 Infiniti QX80. Overall, this is a new generation with fresh styling. I actually really like it. I think the shape is kind of imposing, but still beautiful. The large grille and the big wheels really stand out. The lighting is extremely distinctive. You got daytime running lights with a block pattern up front, full width light bar across the liftgate. The motor is amazing. They got rid of the V8 they had last year. This new 450 horsepower twin turbo 3.5 liter V6 is amazing. It feels as strong, or actually stronger than last year's V8, and gets better gas mileage. The 3-row seating is crazy, especially when you consider there's the massage function in the first and second rows, and all of the seats are automated. You simply push a button to fold them up, fold them down. No fighting with getting seats to fold up and fold down when you're busy. There's a bunch of advanced features. One of my favorite ones, which isn't talked about a lot, there's actually an infrared sensor for personalized climate control. So the car looks at you individually in the seats and decides if you're hot or cold, and it directs either warmer or colder air toward you to make sure that each individual person is comfortable, even though you may have different temperatures that you're comfortable at. Price-wise, this thing's about in the ballpark. It's anywhere from $84,000 to $112,000, depending on the trim and options that you want. Several levels of trim. There's the Pure, which is the entry level, the Luxe, which is mid-range, the Sensory and Autograph, which are the top tiers. We actually reviewed the Autograph version. Now, of course, this is the one with all the premium features. And then as an option, you can get all-wheel drive on the Pure and the Luxe. And that all-wheel drive comes standard on the Sensory and the Autograph, which is the one we have. As far as performance, talked earlier about the motor, 3.5 liter, 450 horsepower, 516 foot-pounds of torque. This thing goes. All that power is channeled through a 9-speed automatic transmission, which is extremely silky smooth. 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. Tested that myself. Sorry, Southwest Infiniti, I had to do it. The one thing I didn't test was its towing capacity. It's rated at 8,500 pounds, which puts it best in class. I didn't get a chance to actually pull a trailer, but I've pulled a lot of trailers in my life, and I can tell this vehicle would be really solid and safe pulling a trailer. The other thing that's very impressive is the air spring suspension. Not only does it help elevate the vehicle when you go off-road, and then it lowers it while you're on the road to get better gas mileage, it does a fantastic job controlling body motion when going around a corner. That's why this vehicle feels much smaller than it actually is. And the ride, I think, is amazing, even off-road, mostly because of that active air suspension. But on the road, it's well isolated and extremely quiet. Fuel economy, not the best. The sticker says 16 to 20 miles, depending on whether you're in the city or a highway. I got about 15 miles a gallon. The interior is just to die for. Great job, Infiniti. You have really outdone yourself. Very spacious, very comfortable, has 3-row seatings for 8. All materials feel very high quality, feel very expensive. The dashboard, I think, is very simply styled. No gauges. It's just basically 3 screens that you can customize. 2 big screens, I think they're 14.3 inch, and then you have a 9-inch info an HVAC screen that's actually a little bit lower. Interesting enough, under that screen in the center console is a cubby that if you didn't know was there, you wouldn't even see. It gives you a lot of storage besides the normal storage in the center console. It has all the usual bells and whistles for the infotainment center, the Google-based, Google Play, Apple Play, Android Play. Everything works in here, including all the voice assistants.
Ours had the 24 option speaker system with the individual speakers and the headrest. Amazing sound from the factory. And then, like I said, they just went all out on the little tweaks in the luxury. The massage heated seats were fantastic, not just in the front seats, but the second and third row. The 64 color ambient lighting that you can control yourself. And the center console actually has a cool box to chill down something like a six pack. As far as safety, this thing feels like a fortress. It has all the standard safety features you would expect in a 2025 vehicle: automated emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, lane keep and assist. And then we had the optional Pro Pilot, which is the advanced adaptive cruise control with hands-free driving. Scary. This thing can just about drive itself. People, don't do that. Keep your hands on the wheel. But talk about make it easy to drive on a long trip. It's amazing use of technology. The other thing about the technology in it is it's very intuitive. I didn't have to open the owner's manual one time. Everything just kind of makes sense. It's easy to pick up all the different controls. The dashboard, the screens, all that's customizable. And like I said, it's just intuitive. You sit down and you know what to do. It all makes sense without being overwhelming. Warranty, I think it's the longest limited coverage and corrosion protection in its class. It's 4 years, 60,000 miles, a limited warranty. Then powertrain is 4 years of 70,000 miles. And then you get complimentary scheduled maintenance for 3 years of 45,000 miles. Nobody else gives you a warranty like this except Infiniti. Verdict, I'd buy it. The new QX80 offers competitive features, luxury, and performance in this large SUV segment, and I think it easily beats out its rivals like the Cadillac Escalade or the Mercedes-Benz GLS class. We had this vehicle for several weeks, and we put it through all its paces in the real world. We drove it in bad weather. We took it off-road. Its prowess in traffic was well tested in the Houston streets during rush hour. We actually measured both the 0 to 60 performance time and its ability to haul a bunch of stuff. And in our case, all of our podcast gear to conferences, plus our podcasters. It did it in style. It did it in comfort. And like I said, it did it with a touch of performance, even to the point that you might even consider this slightly sporty for such a large vehicle. It's extremely stable, safe, and easy to control, even at high speeds. And that's adaptive air suspension, I think, is a big credit for all of that. The power and strong brakes gives you a lot of confidence while driving. I think even a beginner driver could sit in this vehicle and within 20 minutes be fully up to speed. If you're not used to driving big vehicles, this one's a very easy one to learn. The technology is impressive without being invasive, and everything is intuitive and easy to learn. If you need a vehicle of this size and capacity with the luxury and performance that Infiniti gives you, I highly recommend you go check it out. Go to Southwest Infiniti, tell them Turbo Talk Podcast sent you, and they will take great care of you.